let's go ahead and get started. Focus on me. There we go. I'll show you what beer I'm drinking when I start getting money for it. Call this a community clapback, if you will, because I have some issues with some ways that a surprising number of commenters feel it's okay to create content creators on this channel and each other. So I know this is literally someone screaming at the internet to behave better, which will never ever work, but I at least want to put my thoughts and opinions on the record here. First, I'm going to focus on treating each other a little bit nicer, but then I'm going to switch to some of the things that people have said to me. But real quickly, I'm going to go ahead and drop a little caveat on that. I know how this sounds. I know I have a platform here I should be incredibly grateful for, and I am. 16,000 you people now, that's amazing. 16,000 people have never cared about anything else I have done in my entire life. So yeah, it's legitimately humbling and I'm grateful, but I'm a little mad sometimes. And we're gonna get into that. I actually previously recorded this segment here, but Elliot Brooks just put out a video that covers a lot of what I said. And if you wanna go watch her video, I'll link it in the description below. But essentially, to boil it down to its boilerplate, do not shame or talk down to each other about what people like to read. I've seen everything from young adult. I've seen everything in my comments section from young adult being shamed to King Killer, Wheel of Time, Game of Thrones. There's no superior genre. Let people like what they like and don't give each other crap for it. If you want this expanded on more and you really hear something I agree with, go check out Elliot's video. It's linked in the description down below. But moving on to just how people treat each other in general in the comment section. And again, 80% of you, totally fine. There's just targeted attacks occasionally that are just so vicious and unnecessary. Leave each other alone. And guess what? If you see someone behaving like crap, you can at me on the Discord and me and my mods can handle it, whether it's in Discord or in YouTube. Don't engage yourself. If someone's being a just let us know, we'll take care of it. But just to let you know what I consider being a dick, don't shame people for what they like. Everyone's opinion's fine and valid. I don't care if you like Twilight or Beowulf or whatever, the Shakespeare, whatever people are talking about, just let them express their opinion. If you disagree, that's fine, and you can state that you disagree. You can put your disagreement in the comments in a well thought out response, and maybe you'll even change the person's mind. You know how you will never ever change someone's mind? Being a condescending douche. And I'm aware that a good portion of the people that do kind of behave this way aren't entirely aware that's how they're coming across. I had a similar problem and I'm still learning how to come across through text without sounding like I'm being very aggressive or overly analytical. You know, avoid things like starting your comments with actually or just aggressively stating that you're wrong at the person. Just frame it as here's my thoughts and, you know, there it is. There it goes. That's fine. And I've made mistakes in my reviews that are similar to the things I'm criticizing people here for, without a doubt. And I've learned, I'm getting better, and I'm trying to raise my own bar. But as I'm doing that, I want to raise the bar of the community as well, and encourage a better discourse here as a community. Again, I know I'm screaming into the void here, but now we're going to get into the Daniel versus the people segment of the video. And this will definitely be the largest chunk of the video because, people say things to me, and if I responded with the same kind of language that people yell at me with online, my channel might be like banned or taken away because, you know, creators aren't allowed to say certain things on YouTube without getting backlash. As they should. That's fine. You shouldn't be able to go on YouTube and just start screaming racial slurs and attacking and trying to dox people. But commenters get away with it. Commenters just get free reign to say whatever they like. And of course, there's no backlash because you're just commenting in the comment of a video and YouTube does not care about that. And I get it. That's not their prerogative at all. And I'm not saying that I want to dip to that low where I'm just slinging insults at people or trying to dox them as people have done with me. But I am saying that it's tempting sometimes. And it's not just me. I see other creators who I respect immensely being talked to like this as well. And honestly, that bothers it even more than people yelling at me. I've always been kind of protective of people who I respect and I consider friends, and seeing them kind of hated on online or talked down to because of their race, their sex, their sexuality. So if you do see it on my channel or someone else's, call it out and don't engage trolls. Just downvote or do whatever you can to help the comment fade away, disappear, person go die. But when it comes to specific things people have said against me, against what I do. I'd like to address a few of the ones that are the more extreme, or the few of the ones that are seemingly repeated. Just because I like or do not like a book, it does not mean someone who's commenting a counterpoint or a viewpoint on that series, whether in favor or against, is inherently wrong and should be downvoted or shamed or called out for having that other opinion. The fact that I have to say that is sad. But as an extension of that, and the main point of me actually bringing this up, just because you like something or dislike something that I like or dislike does not mean my taste in books is shit. Does not mean you have the right to insult my intelligence or me as a person. We all like different things. People on the internet are not all going to agree with each other. I know, it's amazing. It's like we're all individuals. And then there's when I talk about diversity or representation. I'm going to keep talking about it because it matters to me. As someone who has family members in the LGBTQ community and friends who I know enjoy seeing their race, culture, whatever have you represented in fantasy or fiction in general, it's going to matter to me because I want them to enjoy the series that I am reading as well and when I recommend them to them. And so I know people who watch my videos who might also look for that same kind of representation, care if it's brought up. They want to know, hey, is something that I can relate to on that level in this book? That's okay. And I know it doesn't matter to some people. It doesn't matter to a lot of people. It doesn't matter to me that much. I can still really enjoy a book that doesn't have a whole lot of diversity because I'm kind of in the position where it doesn't affect me, and I've never really valued seeing myself or not myself in a book. But it's still a legitimate thing to bring up in a review because it's something a portion, I would even go as far as to say a large portion of the audience does care about. Now on the flip side of that, oh, this one makes me mad because I'm a liberal person. I agree with liberals on most things, but not on this. Oh boy. Not on this. Just because I'm a straight white dude does not mean my opinions on diversity or my perspective on diversity does not matter. Squidward. Everyone's voice should be heard and everyone has the right to express themselves regarding anything. If they're intelligent and they don't really know anything, they should maybe stay more silent than others and learn and listen, but that doesn't mean they can't state how they currently view the subject, because guess what? That's how you best know how to approach teaching the person about the topic. It's very important that everyone be able to express themselves on anything so that people who want to educate them or don't know how to approach it or not approach it. That's so important. So yes, maybe I don't know the exact perspective of a black male growing up in America or a gay woman growing up in Mexico, but I do have perspective on issues because I'm a person, I view them, I form opinions, and expressing them is valid, and I've expressed them throughout my whole life, and it's how I've learned and grown as a person, and I think it's a very important way to learn and grow as a person. And attacking me saying that because I'm a straight white dude, I cannot have opinions on these things, or my voice should not be allowed to be expressed is absolutely absurd, offensive, stupid. I do also think that people who are the oppressed group's voices should matter more. And the fact that in 2018 America that's a controversial opinion is absolutely absurd. And to the few people who have seen that I'm writing a female protagonist in the book I'm writing and saying that that is not allowed, that is not okay, or somehow wrong that a guy writes a female protagonist, I think you're a lost cause, because if you can actually have that perspective when some of the best female protagonists in history were written by men and some of the best male protagonists in history were written by women, I think you're just silly. I think that opinion is just, you need help. maybe get out of the echo chamber you're very, very deeply in, obviously. And to the other side of that, to the people who say, oh, writing a woman's too hard or writing a man's too hard, again, I find you silly. I find you very silly. Writing a woman as someone who's currently doing it, not very hard. I know women very well. I know men very well. They're not that different. Surprise, surprise. It's like we're all people, and I can relate, empathize, and sympathize with people who are experiencing different traumas. Because one, I know what it's like to experience trauma. I'm not going to get into my own personal life, but I certainly do. And I also know what it's like to have loved ones who are persecuted. So I'm going to write how I want to write, and I'm going to write a female protagonist. If you don't like it, guess what? You cannot in any way, shape, or form stop me. So good luck with that one. That's all I had to say in this video. I'm a little bit upset about it because, internet comments, they get under anyone's skin when they're said enough. And I don't like the mentality where creators have to be like, it doesn't bother me. It does. It sucks. It sucks to see people commenting and saying these like ignorant bullshit, even though in my community, typically they're downvoted. We constantly pat ourselves in the back for being in 2019 and we're so progressive and different. It amazes me how many people don't understand that a voice should never be silenced. It should be heard. And then the person should hear counterpoints, because that's how the basis of learning in the adult world works. Anyway, guys, that's all the opinions I had about that. A little frustrated, a little angry, but still absolutely love all of you all, and I hope you guys are having a fantastic weekend. Peace.